The energy is mounting. Almost time for basketball at Barclays Center here in Brooklyn, New York. The Pacers taking on the Nets for Indiana. They know each game presents a test of physical endurance, of mental focus, and their ability to match up against any style of play. And that challenge is right ahead. Nets, Pacers, up next, right after this.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Tonight we'll be watching the Indiana Pacers playing against the Brooklyn Nets. Looking at the Nets, it'll be interesting to see where they take the game plan tonight. Offensively, do they rely on one or two guys to carry the load, or do they spread the wealth? We'll see. And in this one, a fantastic matchup in the middle. Shaq, what does the ideal center bring to a basketball team?
Well, these days, it's someone who can beat you both in the post and facing up. You protect the rim, but you also got to be able to switch out on the guards.
To me, it's great centers like Akeem and like the big fella here, Shaq.
Well, thank you, Kenny.
You know, you can build around them with confidence. When the biggest player on the court is the best player, you really got something there.
That's for sure. That'll do it. Both teams ready to tip off. Here's Kevin Harlan.
I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'ma need you to back up. Spilling the tea, stirring the cup. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'm in the seven.
It's the NBA. Welcome to our Sunday night broadcast here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Hall of Famer Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, giving us the rundown from the sideline courtside, David Aldridge. DA, take it away.
Well, the Brooklyn Nets returned to relevance last season after their ill-fated 2013 trade with Boston cost them years of first-round draft picks. D'Angelo Russell was their first All-Star in half a decade, and in 2019 they made the playoffs. You've got to give credit to this front office for building a roster without a lot of top picks. Kevin?
Really making the most of not having much to work with. Thank you, DA. Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. We've got Williams. Williams is out there with Oladipo. Then it's Williams. And it's Harrington in a power forward position. And for Brooklyn, Cowboy is out there with Jay. Then it's Kyrie Irving. Then there's Jay. And it's KD in at the 3 spot.
And you look at the cast-offs that have found success in Brooklyn, Doris, a great part of the Nets story.
And I think what the players appreciate is the team that gave them their first real shot to play significant minutes. That buy-in and urge to prove themselves a part of what makes their culture special.
Here we go.
So Indiana wins the tip. Williams against Irving. Williams looking over the floor. Passes it to Harrington. And Harrington throws it down.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Get the right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff. Outside Durant. The pass to Jay. Here's Cowboy. Irving passes to Cowboy. 5 on the clock, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Williams. Out of bounds, Indiana takes possession.
That almost looked like bad communication. You hate to see that kind of mistake.
And so it's Williams who brings it up for Indiana. Left side Williams, and it's sent back by Irving.
Boy, Kyrie Irving becoming a better and better defender over time. Nice block right there.
That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession.
Still Nets ball.
And just about a minute into the first quarter. That's good, and it's KD with the assist.
And back in his day, as coach of the Blazers, players called Nate McMillan Sarge for his style. Very tough and demanding.
The beauty, though, Greg, to me is Nate McMillan has adapted. He has given more leeway for his players and his assistant coaches. He's willing to take players aside and bring a more personal approach. And I think in today's NBA, that's critical.
That's good from Williams.
And the Pacers, a team that generally likes to work the ball until they find what they like.
No doubt, Greg, reflected in the fact that they were 27th in field goal attempts last season, right? That's because they are so patient and so disciplined on the offensive end.
And Williams drops them both.
The Nets had to be so judicious and so smart with every move they made because they did not have top draft selections. So you have to use cap space to acquire picks. They had to find sleepers in the draft. They had to find players who were probably undervalued and then develop those players. This is an organization that used every tool at their disposal.
It's deflected. Stolen by Williams. Here's the break. Ahead. Over Durant. Williams can't get it to go. And Doris, the Nets showed they could manufacture a rebuild.
Kevin, what the Nets did was not easy. But to me, it shows you exactly how critical quality front office personnel is to the success of an organization. And the Nets were on point throughout the process.
Williams finds Williams. Nice defense from KD. Down low. Here's Cowboy. Williams with the block. And they get it back. Jay, the pass to Irving. And it's off from three-point range. Pass to Williams. Got a piece of it. 1:25 left in the first quarter of the game. Irving for three. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Pacers leading by 4. Williams with a clean look. And once again off the mark by Indiana. Brooklyn's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Fires from 14. That doesn't go in either for Irving. Oladipo dishes to Harrington. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
They know that if this guy goes off, their chances of winning rise exponentially.
A platoon swap here for Brooklyn. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Sabonis, he's checked in for Williams. Lamb comes in for Williams. Rainman's checked in for Oladipo. And Brogdon subbed in for Williams. That one falls for Harrington.
It's something that's troubled Indiana the last 3 years. Rebounding.
I think, Greg, it's probably manifested at both ends of the floor, right? Some of it's about roster construction. Some of it's about style of play. Some of it's about philosophy. But their inability to control the glass has at times had an impact on them.
And the first timeout call of the game for Brooklyn.
I think the Indiana Pacers, as an organization, a team that tries to grow its own superstars. Miles Turner certainly a guy in that conversation. The 11th pick back in 2015, he has gotten better every single year.
The Pacers making a change here. Turner's checked in. Now, here's Brogdon to the inside. Rain Man. Second shot opportunity. And Jordan sends it back.
This is not the guy you want in your zip code when the ball is going out. DeAndre Jordan twice on the play.
Dishes it to Dinwiddie. Off the run. Doesn't go for it.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Here's Rain Man. Got it up. No good on the last second attempt there. And so it's Indiana bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. Back right after this. One of the league's best point guards, Kyrie Irving, had this to say about his competition.
In 2011, I came into a league where the point guard position was still being revolutionized, and now guys are solidifying that spot every single year. There are young guys coming in, but now we have established point guards that are franchise-changing point guards. And for me, having that competitive drive every single game, I know I'm going against an elite point guard every single game. So I think that now coming into the league, it's a lot different than it was before.
Some say, Greg, a golden age at the point guard position.
Yeah, and Irving right there with the best of them. He embraces the challenge.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And let's quickly break down the game, guys, we have seen from Indiana. What do you think?
Well, you can see these guys are unafraid to take chances defensively.
Well, very disruptive in that first period. They never allowed the offense to get comfortable.
We've got DeAndre Jordan. Monroe is out there with Allen. Then there's Jay, and it's Dinwiddie in at the 2 spot. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, Kenny Atkinson, who's a native of Long Island, now has his dream job, coaching the Brooklyn Nets. He doesn't need praise or recognition. Instead, he's fueled by the fear of failure. He says, I always feel like I'm one banana peel away from never being in the NBA again. Kevin, he's got his team playing with that same determination.
David, he sure does. Thank you very much. Pacers with the rebound.
I'll tell you, most of the time this guy's going to finish that, but that was tremendous defense that prohibits him from completing the play.
Doris, as you always say, there is a grace in handling wins and losses in this game, isn't there?
You know what, Kevin? There's an old saying that winning and losing are imposters, that it's everything to do with how you react to constant learning and growing experiences. And listen, everybody wants to win, but can you experience losing with grace and dignity? Can you embrace the joy of pure competition? To me, that's one of the beautiful things about the NBA. Men handle heartbreak and joy and set an example for the next generation. It's beautiful.
Mr. Moves checked in for Jay. T.J. McConnell, he's checked in for the Pacers. On the clock. No good from Jordan.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
We call that a great contest. You know this is something he brings to the table, the ability to anchor your defense.
So for the Nets, Jay's checked in for Jordan. Durant comes in for Jarrett Allen. And it's LeVert in for Dinwiddie. Then for the Pacers, Williams, he's checked in for Turner. O'Neal comes in for Sabonis. And it's Williams in for Malcolm Brogdon. On defense, Brooklyn. In the second quarter, they've given up just 3 points. Here's Rain Man, rejected by Monroe. There's 1:54 left in the first half. Doesn't go that time. Williams, that's a 2-pointer. Not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
And that one is hammered home.
You gotta love his aggressiveness to finish inside.
Well, his leaping ability gives him a great advantage.
And for the Nets, team dinners, you go to their practice facility, a beautiful rooftop space for team gatherings. Building chemistry is a focus for this franchise.
And that's not surprising, Greg, given that their front office is part of the San Antonio Spurs tree, so to speak. So staying connected as teammates, especially valuable in today's NBA. Love the culture here.
Here's Mr. Moves. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. 6 to shoot. And that one, good.
Boy, what wonderful vision. Kevin Durant with a picture-perfect pass. Woo-hoo.
McConnell with it. That's to O'Neal. Over Durant. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. O'Neal's got the lead up to 12 now for the Pacers. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Mr. Moves passes to Durant. Doesn't get it to drop for him. O'Neal with the defensive effort. There's Williams, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams. And the Pacers lead by 14.
And they're very lucky to have the lead after that terrible shooting in the first quarter. But they've rounded into form here in the second and have brought that field goal percentage up.
Sinks the three-pointer. Durant's got himself going there. His first points of the game in the deep ball.
Well, this, of course, is one of Kevin Durant's strengths. Such an accomplished shooter, scorer from any spot on the floor.
Williams finds Williams. Second chance shot, and it's blocked. They recover it. And the quarter ends with some stifling defense right there. And so is Indiana. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. Their defense has been active and effective. And we'll be right back after this.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. So it's Indiana who's out on top at the half. They lead by 11. How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Indiana?
They did an awesome-orific job. That's right, Ernie. Awesome-orific. Anyway, they did an awesome-orific job of limiting turnovers. They were almost mistake-free. Put you in the right frame of mind when you can play like that. As long as they keep protecting the ball in the next 2 quarters, they will protect the lead.
And Kenny, what are your thoughts on Brooklyn?
Well, obviously, they were outshot. I thought they mailed it in too many times in terms of their effort. People weren't moving, they weren't screening, and they definitely weren't hustling. They need to hit the ground running to be competitive in the second half, or they could get blown out.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Nice game, great performance by D.
And even with the defense shading towards him on every trip down, he still finds a way to come up big.
Well, he knows they're coming for him, but he's accustomed to that kind of attention, and he's quite comfortable dealing with it.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the court for Indiana, Williams is out there with deep. Then there's Victor Oladipo. Then it's Williams. And it's Williams at the point guard.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
The Nets shoot their first foul shots of the night here.
Cowboy taking 2 shots.
And the first one drops. Doris, one of the biggest free agent signings in years. LeBron James going to the Lakers. What did you think of his first season with L.A.?
Well, when you're LeBron James, perhaps no athlete in the history of the NBA has borne the weight of expectation as much as LeBron. So if there's anything short of a playoff appearance, there's disappointment. But what I would say is, through Christmas Day and his first real injury that he had to endure, LeBron was playing like an MVP. We are talking about one of the greatest to ever do it. I expect them to turn things around in Lakerland this year.
I agree with you, and I agree on your prediction.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Williams against Irving. Williams with the block. Kicks it to Williams. Takes the three. And there's Williams. That's good on the assist by Williams. Williams has got 5 now.
Well, there's an unpredictability to his offensive game. He is always keeping the defense off balance.
Outside Durant. Williams with the block. And he's able to get it back. Nets passing it around. Jay the pass to KD. Harrington with the rebound. Pacers leading by 14. Williams, that's good.
Timeout.
Williams has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Timeout called the Nets.
And until their playoff run, the Brooklyn Nets weren't a team we thought of as a free agent destination. And Doris, you almost forget that they play in the biggest market in the country.
And Greg, who would have thought that in New York and Los Angeles, arguably the most competent franchises would be the Nets and the Clippers. These are two of the historically dilapidated teams no longer content to play second fiddle in those major markets.
The Nets have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And talking about last season, this team hit just 74% of their free throws. I'm sure they were hoping for better than that.
And he knocks down the first one.
Well, think about the Nets' Kenny Atkinson, a finalist last season for NBA Coach of the Year. This young coach got a well-deserved contract extension. And what I love is his team competes at a high level every night.
He hits both from the stripe. And Doris, you think about how hard this Brooklyn team competes. I think they take right after their head coach.
I don't think there's any doubt, Kevin. Coach Atkinson is still willing to get on the court and jump into drills with his players. Let's remember, going back to the early days of his career, he was a player development coach. And before that, yes, he even played. That effort and willingness to break a sweat very much reflected in his group.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good. The Nets making a switch here. LeVert's checked in. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
There is so much to love about this Pacers team. Each guy, I feel like, is committed to having their teammates back. Go back to when Oladipo went out last year. A variety of different guys step up. They almost captured the 4 seed. Incredible.
Here are the Pacers now. And Brogdon has got the ball here for the Indiana Pacers. Passes it to Durant. Dinwiddie with the rebound. I know the Pacers' doors felt pretty good going into the first round of the playoffs, but the Celtics turned on the switch in a big way.
Well, they sure did, and Boston obviously had so much talent, Kevin. But with Oladipo, you have to wonder how the series might have been different for Indiana. Well, obviously, the defense has not been great this half, and you've got to be able to address this quickly.
Indiana shooting their 6th attempt at the charity stripe in the game.
One shot.
.119 left to play here in the third. Jay, he's guarded by Brogdon. Here's Jay. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
The Nets have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts.
Taking 2 shots.
The first one falls. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Brogdon the pass to Raymond. Floats one, and it's denied. Dinwiddie against Brogdon. Jay the pass to Dinwiddie. The teardrop falls in. Dinwiddie's got his first points of the night.
Well, Spencer Dinwiddie going to that floater game. It's second nature at this point.
Here's Raymond, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. He's made all 3 of his free throws so far.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
Some changes for Brooklyn. Jordan, he's checked in for Jared Allen. Monroe comes in for Spencer Dinwiddie. And Mr. Moves subbed in for Jay. The Pacers also changing it up. O'Neal comes in for Turner. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Jeremy Lamb. He's perfect from the line this time. Nets trail by 15. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Mr. Moves passes to LeVert. It's blocked. And now the fast break. Brogdon with the ball. It's tipped. Here's Mr. Moves. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Misses from short range. And so it's Indiana finding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. And you have to credit their defense for the job they've been doing against Irving. Kyrie's been almost invisible out there, and we don't say that very often. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
Back up, back up, back up, back up.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Well, it's such an honor to be on this with you, and you were the first female to become a full-time NBA analyst, breaking new ground. You've accomplished so much in your life, personally, professionally. What would you tell young women who are graduating college, looking to get ahead in their career in what you chose?
Well, first and foremost, I've been very lucky, Kevin. The game of basketball has been a part of my life since I was 7. It's been a driving force. I love it. I would just tell young women, times are changing. Dream big. There's nothing that's impossible. And I'm so thankful to the NBA players and coaches who have just wrapped their arms around me from the time I entered this business. So kudos to those players who are part of the change, no question.
And hard work. I have seen you work. I have seen you prepare. No one prepares more. No one works harder than you.
Thanks, Kev.
They've got Karis LeVert. Durant is out there with Monroe. And there's Mr. Moves. And it's Jordan in at the 5 down low. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Oh, that's blocked. Mr. Moves passes to KD. Tries again, and it's good on the way out.
Wow, the persistence of KD. He knows he has the size and the reach to keep those possessions alive.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over.
All right now, I want everyone here at the Barclays Center to welcome to the court. Go, Next Dancer!
Brooklyn making some changes. Jay's checked in for Jordan. Jay comes in for Karis LeVert, and Irving subbed in for Mr. Moves. The Pacers also changing it up. Williams, he's checked in for O'Neal. Williams comes in for Rain Man. And it's Williams in for T.J. McConnell. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, guys. Well, Nate McMillan had some advice for the team during that last break. His key message was, don't get comfortable. Those guys are going to come at us with everything they've got. Let's bring the intensity and stay focused on every possession. Kevin, back to you.
Okay, David, thanks. Here's Williams following the basket by Kyrie Irving. A clear look for Williams, and that one goes long. That's trailed by 9. Jay, the pass to Irving, taken away by Williams. Stolen by Monroe. And KD throws it down.
Yeah, this offense is rolling. They've been assertive, but they're also playing under control.
I think the communication on offense is working at every level right now. What a run for this group.
Here's Oladipo after the basket by Brooklyn. Outside Williams, just 5 to shoot. To Oladipo for the 3. A shot, no good. And Brooklyn will come the other way. Bulls from the top of the key. Harrington with the rebound. Harrington's got his 4th rebound in this one. Oladipo right side. It's Williams with the drive. It's tipped.
Every second counts now. They can't win.
This is the very definition of desperation time. You've got to score every trip.
Cowboys checked in from Monroe. .110 left in the 4th quarter of this one. On the wing, Irving. He's guarded by Williams. And again, it's the Nets missing.
Fantastic positioning there to contest that one.
And this is what the really good defensive players do. They anticipate, and they're rarely fooled.
Now, here's Harrington. And it's sent back by KD.
But Kevin Durant is playing spectacular defense, and it sets the tone for the entire team.
And the pass to Jay. Oladipo with the block. Pass to Harrington. Now here's Williams. Pass to Williams. To end the cold streak. Traps in the tray. And the Pacers lead by 10.
Well, they knew it would be a hostile environment, and they rose to the challenge.
And sometimes, Greg, when everyone's rooting against you, it seems to bring the unit closer together. It certainly did tonight.
And here's Oladipo. So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank you. Victor, what does tonight's performance say about the confidence of this team?
Just we're pretty good. We play great together, and we play well together as a team. So when we do that, it's easier for us to beat teams.
Victor Wondermatha, thank you, my man. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later.